PSC. Do we just ignore it? Oh my god, I reckon we can ignore it. We do ignore it. We do just ignore it. Amazing. We ignore the safety car. Right, where's the safety car? Presumably, we have to avoid it. The safety car is now a mobile chicane. Why have I braked? I just... Ah! Safety car's in the way! Oh!
The Russian Grand Prix, arguably the most boring race on the calendar, is now about to be the most exciting because we, on the Formula 1 game, are going to turn off all the rules, which means that corner cutting, track extending, crashing people out, if that's what you want to do, is now allowed. We have turned off all the rules on the F1 game, and now you can basically do what you like on the circuit. And it's going to create an entirely new dynamic of racing on the Formula 1 game, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Hit the like button and subscribe if you are ready to see more content like this. For those of you who are new, I am the master of corner cutting on the F1 games, and you would think that I'd actually be good at this, but this is now going to be a massive leveler because I utilize corner cutting in order to gain time on my opponents. Now my opponents can do the same thing up against me, so we'll see just how good I am at the F1 games now that the field is now a level playing field. But anyway, here we are for qualifying. This is a full-on 50% race. This is not some half-assed 3 or 5 lap race. This is full-on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just crashed someone.
And as you can see in qualifying, it is already carnage. So, yeah, what's happening is we're qualifying for the race, and this is my fastest lap that you're going to see. I've already done a best of a 1 minute 22.7. I think we're about like 7 or 8 seconds faster than what you normally would be if you took the normal route of the track. But you can see we're going from barrier to barrier around here. And this track is so good for this because there's no gravel traps, there's no grass, it's all tarmac or astroturf, and astroturf has pretty much the same amount of grip as what the road does, and so it means that we can absolutely fly around this circuit, and it's actually a lot of fun. It creates an entirely new circuit which you have to learn the racing lines for, the new braking points. It's a real challenge, but so far in this lap we're going pretty well. Purple to the middle sector. I think pole position at this stage is a 1 minute 20.9 or something like that. So let's see if we can better that as we come towards the end of our fastest lap through the final corner. It's not the final 2 corners, it's the final corner now, and that is pole position, a 1 minute 20.690. And yeah, for the rest of the session, I think no one really beat that. But my goal for the rest of this session was to see if I could get out there again and qualify on a set of mediums and beat my time. But you can see the clock has counted down to 0, which means we can't start a qualifying lap. So under normal circumstances, my session would be over. But because there's no rules, the laws of time don't apply, apparently. And I was able to start my lap, which I found to be the most hilarious thing since sliced bread. But anyway, I bottled my chance. I hit the wall a couple of times, and that pretty much ruined my run for starting on the medium. So that's that out the window. We will be starting on the soft compound tyre, but we are starting from pole position for the Russian Grand Prix. It would have been amazing if I could have got to start on the medium compound tyre, because one thing that goes with no rules racing is you don't need to stick to the regulations. You don't need to make a pit stop. You can't get disqualified, and you can't get penalties. So, because the tyre wear is so low at Russia, the medium could probably do the whole race. And unfortunately, we missed the trick with that. The softs won't last, and so we'll have to do a stint on mediums for the remainder of the race. But one thing you need to watch out for is the overheating, because it's such a high-speed circuit now. The left side tires really overheat, and managing those is actually quite a challenge. But we're increasing the fuel load for this incoming stint because we're going to be spent so much time at full throttle. I think we're going to need lots more fuel than is recommended just to get to the end of the race. So we'll see how it all goes. We're all stepping into the unknown here. No rules, Russia. 5 red lights, and we are underway And I've been caught napping off the start there because there's no rules. You can leave whenever the hell you want. Down to P6 off the start here. And now let's see how this is going to go. Into turn 1. Completely flat out. Look at everyone cutting the course. Polystyrene going absolutely everywhere. And we managed to pick up a position up in a P5. Let's see how much people cut this right-hander. Need to make a late apex there. Otherwise, you'll understeer into the outside barrier. This is actually a very technical circuit now. And making sure that you don't hit the barriers is going to be absolutely key. We are running with reduced damage. So if you do get front wing damage, it's still going to affect you, but it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, VSC has been deployed, but anyone in their right mind is going to keep going flat out because there's no penalties, no disqualifications, no consequences. So anything goes in this race, and this is going to be... honestly, this is... I've never seen anything like this in all my years of making videos. This is amazing. I don't know why we didn't do this earlier. Shout out to Alex Gillen for hosting this lobby. I'll leave a link to his live stream down in the description, and you guys can go check it out. I think he will make a video on this, but this is absolutely mental scenes through the final corner, which reminds me of Sebring's last corner. Such a long and flowing U shape there, and I, for the most part, did get it wrong a lot of times, so that's something we'll need to work on. But anyway, we're settling into the race now. VSC has gone away, as you can tell. No penalties for anyone. Why would there be? And now we can settle into the race once more. Next up is the Williams of Larsen, who lets us go through there. It kind of caught me napping a little bit. Now the safety car has been deployed, and now this is where the race really descends into anarchy, because now we have a Mercedes AMG GTR circulating at snail's pace with about 19 Formula 1 cars flying around. It's not going to be a recipe for cleanliness through turn 3, and thankfully we avoid the safety car on this occasion, but I can tell you now that the safety car stays out for a very, very long time in this race, because the leader never gets picked up by the safety car, and poor old safety car is just waiting for his mate, which never slows down to wait for him. And so we have this weird bit of coding, which the Codemasters have never had to think about, is now thrusted into this race. As you can see, the safety car giving me a big old squeeze into that right-hander in the middle sector. That is, yes, part of the problem. We now have a mobile chicane in this Russian Grand Prix. That's what we need. Bernie suggested sprinklers back in the day, but no, what we really need is mobile chicanes in Formula 1. Why not? Why not just chuck some regular traffic onto the circuit and make them go the other way? It'd be like playing a Need for Speed game, racing against oncoming traffic. Surely that'll slow Lewis down, or maybe it won't. Anyway, lap 6, safety car is still out there, and it's just a game of dodging the safety car now at this point, and just hoping that you don't lose your front wing on that thing. It would be nice, though, if the safety car would get deployed. The safety car deployed for the safety car. That does make sense, because now, if you lose touch with the leader, that is it. The safety car cannot save you unless the safety car takes out the race leader. Then you might be okay. But that's, I don't know, it might be common. We don't know. We've got 20 laps now to find out if the safety car does take out anyone, or the lap cars take out anyone, because we're now catching up to some now. Here's a Red Bull just up the road. And because there's no blue flags, there's no ghosting, which is another curveball thrown at us unintentionally in this race. So let's see if we can get my teammate here. He's got some front wing damage. We've got the pace on him, but it's very, very awkward to overtake on a track where not really anyone knows where they're going, and we've been squeezed into the wall there. Front wing damage on the front right end plate, and now our wings have been clipped in this Grand Prix. Alex Gillen leading by 4.8 seconds is the former AOR world champion. Let's see if with the front wing damage whether we can catch up to him. We do have clear air now for the first time in this Grand Prix, but now we've got a lot less downforce than what we had before, and you can see how much time we're losing compared to Alex in the lead. We are going to be boxing at the end of this lap. We've lost like over a second, and yeah, it's a real shame. We're going to box for mediums, and we're going to see if the front wing change, the new tyres can give us some newfound pace. We really are struggling on this tyre now. Been on them for 8 laps. And, you know, 8 laps on the normal Russian Grand Prix circuit would be fine. But this is now Silverstone on drugs, I suppose. Just so many high-speed flowing corners. And this is on the default setup as well, which is very understeery. And with default tyre pressures, it is a recipe for disaster. The tyres are not loving life here. But anyway, into the pit lane we go. We're going to be boxing for a set of medium compound tyres. And we'll hopefully carry these for the rest of the Grand Prix. Hopefully. Yeah, I say that with an asterisk, a massive asterisk, because at any moment in this race, we can be taken out and lose our front wing and have to come back into the pit lane again. You just never know. There's no rules. The stewards haven't turned up to this weekend. They're on holiday. Even the stewards need a holiday. And so the laws of racing don't apply. We can... This could be a demolition derby if every player wanted it to be, I suppose. So I guess we can't complain if we get taken out or vice versa, etc. We just got to go racing and just hope that we come out in the lead at the end of the Grand Prix. But anyway, lap 9, we are having to dodge not only the safety car now at this point, but slower traffic, which haven't exactly got the gist of the new circuit. It just widens the skill gap so much. As you can see, that guy tried to take me out. Unlucky. It's a shame the safety car didn't get brought out for that. Oh wait, it's still out there. That guy's probably going to need the old medical car, actually, given the speed that he hit that wall. But anyway, we rejoin in the action of this race once more. In P4 at the moment, trying to chase after the likes of Alex Gillen, Alex O'Grady up ahead, while negotiating slower lap cars. How do you get lapped in under 10 laps? I don't know. And it's not like they're taking the track normally, because they're flying through as well. What a weird Grand Prix we find ourselves in. Still, the safety car remains out there in this Russian Grand Prix. We are now catching up to our teammate Alex O'Grady, who is on hard compound tyres. Could be a good strategy, but probably not, because tyre wear is so low at this place. And I think even on the hard compound tyres, even they would be struggling to get to the end of this race. As we go around the outside, through the middle sector, on our teammates, we are through. He's had a half spin there, and I think he made contact with us into that left-hander. I've got a blocked ear, so I couldn't hear him actually hitting my car. And that's my excuse. Anyway, we're going to slow it down even further into this left-hander. I felt like I left a lot of space there for him to go through, but I guess he understeered more than what he thought. And in any case, I can't get a penalty for that, because no rules. I don't have to care. Moving on, lap 11, and PW Jones is into the pit lane. That moves us up into P2 now with Alex Gillen resuming in the lead of this race once more. We've now got absolute carnage now as the safety car is being held up by a Ferrari going at full pace. So that's just the nature of this race now. We've got a safety car mounting a Ferrari. I don't know. We come around the next lap and still there's just adult activities going on between those two, it seems. But anyway, in the meantime, Alex Gillen has actually waited up for me to have a battle in this race, and just as he waits up, throws the race away. He's waited up for me only to bottle it and now throw his race away. Unbelievable.
I'll make sure my tyres are nice and cool as I wait. I'll go flat for a lap. Whoa. See if he can keep up. If not, I'll go behind him. We bottled it. We bottled it. That was a really clean spin though, if I do say so myself. We absolutely bottled that. Let's see if we can catch Ben, but we have now got a damaged wing, which is unfortunate.
I can't believe that. That's, is that karma or is that reverse karma? I don't really know. Alex trying to do a nice thing, I guess, and wait up for me and have a battle and make some good content out of it, and then instantly bins himself in the wall. You can't write that stuff. But anyway, thankfully, Alex didn't lose too much time out of that. He's only 2 seconds behind. And who knows, we might even have another battle as this race unfolds. There's every chance that I can get some front wing damage myself, especially when negotiating weird back markers like this guy, who I think has been hired by R4M Shadow GT to take me out. Clearly a very jealous racing game YouTuber. Anyway, he sent one of his minions across, and I guess the heat-seeking missile kind of missed and got the wrong YouTuber.
What's going on? Ben waiting, or has he been caught up in the traffic? Not too sure. I think he's waiting. I reckon he's been caught up in the traffic. I reckon this traffic wants to get involved yet. Sure enough. That's fun for everyone involved.
Oh, man. And, yeah, as if, like, Alex's day couldn't get any worse. He, yeah, is on the receiving end of that. So, yeah, Alex was leading this race by 10 seconds. Waits up, bottles it, and then gets taken out by a lap car. And now is trailing by 10 seconds. Oh, now he's made a stop, obviously. So, yeah, he's down in, like, P6 or P7 in this race. Actually, I think I followed on board. He was down in P9 when he rejoined on the circuit. So Alex has got a long way to go to dig himself out of trouble. And now, for us, we are left in the clear in this Russian Grand Prix. A real shame, because I would have loved to have had a race-long battle with Alex. I felt like my consistency was quite good in this race. Unlike a lot of other people, I don't think I made any mistakes. I never really hit the wall. I was, holding back at times to make sure that I didn't push the limits too much, because it's so easy. Kind of like Monaco. In a way, this is like Monaco now, because you're going from barrier to barrier and making the circuit as wide as possible, albeit it's a much more high speed and flowing and open run of Monaco in a way. But the same principles still apply. You still need to hold back that little bit and stay in the right flow in order to, not go crazy and lose your wing, because if you're losing your wing, you're throwing away track position and you're not going to win races. So, yeah, we're slowly building up the pace here. You can see last lap I went fastest by 2.5 tenths, at least on my own personal delta. Then on this lap we go another 5 tenths faster. So we're slowly ramping up the pace, I suppose, and the consistency is still there, so we're not making any mistakes really. Actually, I say that we edit in this bit here where I actually hit the wall, but thankfully no front wing damage is received there, and we're able to press on at maximum pace. So that was very, very lucky for us there. Gap to the car behind is now 28 seconds. So maybe I am a master of corner cutting after all. 7 to go, and now we're just kind of bringing it home. See if we can go for a fastest lap maybe in the last few laps. Might cool out the tyres, or I could even make a pit stop in this race. You never know. But in this moment here, I've just been overtaken by a lap car who was recently put on soft compound tyres. So that's not really a fair fight, but we'll see if we can catch back up to him later maybe as his tyres start to die off. You can see Alex Gillen has now climbed up in a P5, Hayden Gullis in P4. So that'll be a nice battle that emerges over the next few laps for those guys. But for me, just enjoying this weird Russian Grand Prix circuit. We're 5 seconds slower. Oh my goodness, that's the guy that took out Alex. The potential R4M undercover spy. But yeah, what was I saying? The lap times. Yeah, the lap times are a lot slower than in qualifying. I think that's because of the overheating tyres, really, and the amount of fuel that I've got in the car. Still 5 laps overfueled, so maybe I went a bit too ham with that. But regardless, we're not going to run out of fuel, maybe compared to some people. But we're actually going to box here on this lap because the safety car was coming in, and the game was actually slowing down my car. It was cutting my throttle, and I decided to make a pit stop, because if I make a pit stop, I'm going slow in the pit lane, but I'm not getting slowed down on the track. So in a way, it's almost like taking a pit stop under VSC. In a way, you're losing less time, but you're getting a new set of tires and new front wing, etc. So I thought, instead of being slowed down and not getting new tires out of it, I may as well take the pit stop, take the extra time, and get new tires, and then see how that goes. Hopefully that makes sense in your heads. It does in mine. But in any case, we have given up the lead of the Grand Prix. Somehow a pit stop is about 30 seconds around here, it seems. But we've got much fresher tires. We do have good pace and good consistency. We just need to make sure that we get this PW Jones here to win this race. So let's see if we can do so and not lose our front wing in the process. So here we go. You can see he's running out wide. His tires are overheating massively. And we just need to focus on a good exit, which is exactly what we've done. And we fly past and back into the lead of this Russian Grand Prix once again. 2 laps to go, and this is now our fastest lap attempt in this race. This will be our best chance while the tires haven't overheated yet. We catch up to a lap car of QWERTY. And this is always so awkward because the lap cars don't hit the proper apexes, in quotation marks, like you do. And it's just very weird. Very, very weird indeed. Which is the whole beauty of this thing. Like, it's a completely new circuit, and I don't know, it just really teaches you to kind of drive by instinct, I guess, and really just push the limits for everything that they're worth. And you know, it seems to be working for us so far. We've got the lead out to 10 seconds now as we go purple through the middle sector, absolutely flying at the back end of this race. Our consistency and our pace has bought us this free pit stop, and now we're really just going to put a full stop on the end of this corner cutting master display. Through the final corner, much like Sebring last corner, I've probably said that already in this video, and that is the fastest lap at 1 minute 23.670, and that was the race. After that lap, the tires overheated, and they're never going to be at the same pace as what they normally are, because all the corners are so high downforce, high G, high loads, and the tires really just can't cope with it. Maybe if we had custom setups, they'd be able to cope a little bit better, but on default, it is an absolute nightmare. The tires, no matter what compound you're on, are only good for 1 lap, and then it's overheat city as we come through the final corner, dodging the guy who tries to take us out. And that is the Russian Grand Prix. No rules, and Tiametmarduk comes out on top. Who would have thought in a corner cutting race, the corner cutting master would come to the fore? We win by, I think, over 30 seconds. This is Hayden Gullis now coming through the final corner. I'm already in Parc Ferme sipping my champagne, and Hayden is demolishing Alpha Tauris coming across the line. P5, Alex O'Grady, he gets the measure just about on Alex Gillen, who had a bit of a nightmare race after losing the lead. He got taken out by even more back markers, would you believe it? But there we go, that was the race for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more racing game content. And if you want to see this race again at different circuits, let me know down in the comments what you think would be a good one. Monaco obviously speaks out to me. Mexico, Canada, all the corner cutting circuits. Yeah, would be insane. I had so much fun, and hopefully next time we do this, we can get more people from the community involved and just make it a real laugh. Maybe I'll do livecom as well, get my reaction, because that's always more funny. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And make sure you check out Alex Gillen's channel down in the description, who hosted this lobby. And it was honestly the most fun I've had in a long time. And I wish I recorded my live reactions. Anyway, until the next one, I'll see you next time. I am the undisputed corner cutting king. You want this title? Come get me.